All right, if I can have everyone's attention, please. All right, so normally, first off, welcome. I want to thank all of you guys who came in on time, and those of you who got here almost on time. There were some difficulties, and I want to apologize for that. Didn't know there was going to be major construction going on, and for those of you in those very cute shoes who had to walk a long way, I apologize. All right, so thank you for still having the tenacity to show up. You're going to be in for a great time tonight. My name is January. I'm the owner of Oxygen Strategic Consulting Agency. I tell people what to do for a living. Okay, I'm sure you got it from me. I'm a little bit bossy, but I do it for a good reason. I do it with an even bigger heart. All right, and tonight you guys are in for something amazing. So this right here is a program that's put on by a grant by the Dallas Collaboration for Equitable Development. It's all about taking certain parts of town and minorities and giving them equal access to opportunities at no charge to them. So I want to let you know that you guys are all welcome. This is not a boring speaker session where somebody's going to go in one direction and tell you a bunch of stuff. She is going to tell you guys a bunch of stuff. So much so that I had to cut out my icebreaker. And many of you guys have been to one of our events before, and our icebreakers are off the chain. But today I said, let's get them some food, and let's get right to the nitty-gritty, all right? So how many of you guys already know this person? Raise your hand if you already know our speaker for this evening. Raise them high. Okay, well, cool. So some of you guys don't. Now, for those of you who know her, I need to know how you know her. Okay, so do we know her well? Do we follow her on social media? You know what I'm saying? Is she some inspiration? Okay, ma'am, you raised your hand?
I did.
Okay, how do you know her, ma'am?
I've been following her for about 6-7 years, social media.
Okay, so have you ever met her in person?
No, it's my first time.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you right there, not that I don't wanna know how the rest of y'all know her, but that right there is the reason we have these type sessions. Because you can see somebody, but you know, I'm gonna tell the truth, and I'm real direct. It is not anything bad. I say everything in love. If I have a problem, my mama told me you can't say nothing nice. Don't say anything at all. So if I get quiet, you know it's a problem. All right? So, but that's what this is about, because you can see somebody, and a lot of times, I'm gonna change the slide, I'm gonna move. Yeah, my head is big, I get it. A lot of times, you see people on social media, and they're faking it. You know what I'm saying? I see people all the time with these luxury trips and doing all this stuff, and the next day they crying about how they can't afford to buy their baby a birthday present, and you know what I'm saying, all this stuff. So when you meet somebody that's the real deal, all right, then that's the kind of people we need to put in front of folks, because not saying y'all are in bad situations at all, but no matter where you are, you can always be better. Is that correct? And that's what this is about today. So I'm gonna, and I don't know if I can say her last name or not, because she snuck off and got married on me. But this is who I've known as Key for a number of years, and I'm gonna tell you guys how I met her. She didn't know I was going to do this, okay? I met her because we used to work together at a drugstore. I don't remember her from the tea in China, okay? She remembered me, because one day I ended up in her chair, and I'm getting a 10-hour hairstyle. By 9 hours and 30 minutes in, she was gonna say, you don't remember me, huh? I was like, no, ma'am. She was like, you used to be, and when she told me how she knew me and where she used to work, I was like, my hair gonna fall out in the morning. I'm gonna have a big old bald spot. Y'all, those are the best braids I've ever had, and I wear them religiously ever since, okay? And it's not just because we had a history, because she had every reason to hate me. She had every reason to see that name. My name is January. How many Januarys y'all know? Not too many. She knew who I was when I booked that appointment, okay? But that spirit didn't change, not one time. She gave me the best service I had ever had, and I said to her that day, I owe you, okay? Because I owe who created you, all right? And I will always make sure when there's an opportunity, okay, you'll get it. And so I've seen her just like you. You followed her on social media. I've seen her, I don't know how long that's been. How long has that been? 2014. Quite a few years, okay? And I've seen her grow and become a lot of things. So there may be how many things you know about her from social media. So let me tell you a few things about her if you don't know. She'll always say she started at the bottom. Truth is, she was born and raised in New Orleans. I got any Who Dat fans in here? Anybody from New Orleans?
Yeah.
All right, all New Orleans, that's right. She became a mother at the age of 14. In 2005, she and her son, her infant son, relocated to Dallas, Texas. Why did she come? Katrina. Hurricane Katrina. What about from New Orleans trying to come to Dallas? Think about it. They still don't want to be here. All right? We don't have decorative shops like they do. No, I'm just kidding. But she came here, and after being here for only 3 weeks, now remember how old she is, okay? She gave birth to her second child, her daughter, all right, at the age of 16. All right, now, that being said, she got in high school, dropped out in 2006. Instead, she got her GED, and then she got a degree in business administration in college. She went on, like a lot of us do, thinking, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. How many of y'all have more friends that are entrepreneurs than friends with real jobs? They selling everything in their mama out of the trunk, am I right? Let's tell the truth, but aren't they always still broke? Well, honestly, that's the definition of being an entrepreneur sometimes, is having that spirit. So she would invest in any and everything that she thought would make her a millionaire. So examples, so while she was braiding and building her clientele at Styles by Key, she did tax prep. Who in here, somebody in here does tax prep, tell the truth. I can tell when you came in, you did this. Okay? Is that not how every flyer looks? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, you don't have to put on that calculator. All right, she did network marketing, she did music productions, and she did some modeling. Now, that being said, she started to grow and evolve her brand. So the braiding that started off when she was 14, you know, her mama's kitchen, what I used to remember, was she started Styles by Key. All right, now it was before she got here in 2003. 14 years old, just because she had a passion. She didn't go to Paul Mitchell hair braiding, okay? She sat there in that kitchen and she figured it out. It was self-taught. And that's when she started building her brand and her business off her passion. She currently has expanded to about 15 clients a week. May not seem like much, but it's over 15. And I'll tell you why, because how long did it take me to get my braids done? 10 hours. So sometimes you can't take the number of clients and know that means the amount of money, because I guaranteed I paid for all 10 of them hours, okay? All right, and then that's her bread and butter. Mind you, that is her bread and butter. So fast forward, she moves here, got some babies, you know what I'm saying, still making things happen, but having to start all over. Who does she know in Dallas that wants their hair braided? Nobody. Okay, so she had to start all over again. And in 2015, she launched Queenly Hair Care. All right, so now, that was, I'm gonna read it so I don't mess it up. It was meant to nurture and create clean, sleek, protective styles for all hair types. I said all, that means your cousin and them can use them too, you know what I mean, all right? Now, she started off with only 2 products. 2 products. Now she has a line of over 7 products and her own line of Queenly braiding hair. What's more, is she started the Never Not Working tour. And I'm gonna tell the truth. When I heard that, all the English degree in me said, never not working. What does that mean? You don't work, you do work, you work a lot. Like, what is never not working? Okay? And she said, baby, I ain't never not working. Okay? And she meant that. So she started, one of her biggest things was just traveling the country to teach people about this skill set, how to braid, you know, how to braid, how to do your things. Well, that was rolling, okay, from 2016 until when? 2020. And what happened in 2020? I remember that phone call. I'm shut down, sis. So you can't sneak me in? Like, you know, I can take a bath before I come. No, they put the whole braiding industry on lockdown. Y'all remember that? Okay, if you don't know then, that's when, barbershops, restaurants, everything was shut down. How do you go on tour when you don't have anybody to with? You can't fly, you can't, what do you do? You reinvent yourself. You take your skills and you turn it into something different. That's exactly what she did. She changed that over to becoming a virtual reality. And that's what I call a real VR experience, because she took those classes and put them online, and now you have the opportunity to attend the classes, now the world's back open, online or in person. So the Never Not Working tour is another way that she's diversified herself. So I have talked for quite a long time. I was trying to stall in case anybody else came in, they didn't, so we rolling. I'm gonna introduce to you guys, like you don't already know, Miss Styles by Key Extraordinaire, Karen T. Sturgis Ziegler. Is that right?
Okay, thank you for that introduction, Ms. January. Yes, when I was in corporate America, we were beefing. We worked at a drugstore, and just that same bossiness she gave y'all when y'all came through the door, she was my boss. So from going from being my boss to being my client, yeah, I didn't snatch your ages out. I did. I actually helped them grow, okay? So yes, I thank y'all for being here, January. Thank you so much. She has been a huge part of my journey, as well as my best friend Bruce in here, my husband. Woo-woo for the husband. Yeah, so with all that being said, the idea of entrepreneurship in my mind was it's bigger than braiding. So yes, I started as a braider. Braiding was my passion, but I always felt like it was bigger than braiding. So that's what this is about. So just last year, I got certified in doing eyebrows. So my brows is everything right now. Prior to that, I got certified in body contouring. See where I'm going with that? All within the beauty industry. I've been recognized at some beauty-inspired events and galas just for my work in the community and stuff like that. Okay, so when I say it's bigger than braiding, it's bigger than braiding because I feel like it's a ministry. If you are a hairstylist or a lash tech, anything that you do with your hands and you're serving and catering to people, consider it a ministry because you are pouring into people, you allow people to pour in you with just your skill sets and talents. Okay, I'm gonna move out the way because it's gonna be a lot. I was told that I over-delivered on this presentation, but y'all gonna get it, okay? So let's get into it. What I wish I had known earlier, prior to me professing to be an entrepreneur. It sounds cute saying I'm a CEO, you know, she's talking about, yeah. So what I wish I had known earlier, not to hustle backwards. It's not about how much you can make, but really how much you can keep. If you have a family, you plan on growing a family, you plan on expanding your business, it really depends on how much you can keep, reinvest, and grow, okay? Time management, that was one of my weaknesses, I would say. When you're doing a style such as braiding, like she said, which is time consuming, you get kind of content in that atmosphere. You used to one client sitting in your chair, you spending time with that client all day, but when you're growing and you're trying to expand, time management is really important. So you have to work smarter and harder. I'm gonna go through these 9 bullets, but I want to explain them as we go throughout the presentation because these are some lessons that I've had to learn. And these are some things that I want to pour into you guys because I want you to be able to work smarter, not harder. I want you to eliminate some of the things that I had to go through, some of the struggles that I had to go through. So, there's no such thing as balance. There's no such thing as balance, y'all. It's really a matter of prioritizing what's important to you. And I've learned that now as a wife and as a mother of teenagers. Back then, when I was just had little kids and I was single, I had minimum priorities. Now as a wife, and I have kids who are growing into their own adulthood, the level of priorities are different. So it's not about balance. There's no such thing as, how can I balance out my life? You know, us as entrepreneurs, we get frustrated with feeling like we don't work a 9 to 5, but 8 to 8, or 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. You cannot please everybody, nor were you called to please everybody. You have to know your lane, you have to know who you were called to, you have to know that you just cannot please everybody. There's a saying that customers are always right. Try me. Yeah, try me. I deal with you in the most polite, professional way, but that's not necessarily true. But when I learned who I was called to serve, okay, it made life a little bit easier. I was able to narrow down who I was called to serve. I was able to eliminate some wasted time on people who I was not called to serve. So when you identify that within yourself, you're able to narrow down some things. Health is wealth. It's cliche to say that, we know, but I am my first priority. When it comes to taking care of my health, when it comes to taking care of my body, I stand for hours all day. So there's benefits in getting massages, taking care of your body, taking care of your mental, okay? Growing a relationship, a spiritual relationship with our Father. It's very, very important to know that you are your first priority. Like I said before, being a CEO is not just about having my name on everything. I wanted to do everything. If somebody offered me an opportunity to sell potato chips, it was going to be Just Keep Productions potato chips. Okay? I did everything from tax preparation. My best friend knows, she laughed like, yes. Yes, I did. I wanted to do everything because I figured one of these, I'm just throw everything out there. One of these is going to make me a millionaire. Okay? But I had to narrow down my lane. I had to walk in my calling and realize I was called to a specific group of people. Popular versus productive. Let's talk about a little bit in reference to social media. And in this generation where you think having a lot of likes does not equal a lot of money, okay? Having a lot of likes, having a lot of followers. So being honest about your motive for success. Why do you really want to be successful? Because you want to be popular? Or you actually want to make a difference in the world? You want to change some things? You want to, when you walk in a room, what walks in the room when you come? Is it inspiration? Are you a help to somebody? So, and relationships make money. We're going to talk about customer service and how relationship building is really the key to being successful and growing and expanding. So the relationships that you have within your own home, with your business partners, with your boss, with your coworkers on your job, those are the things that's going to set you apart when it comes to having a successful business. Another thing I wish I had known earlier, my gifts and talents are not just for me. They're not for me at all. When God blesses us with gifts and talents, it's actually for you to serve other people. So I had to learn this because I give this presentation, I was up, listen, this is not my thing. I have come to grips that I cannot do everything, okay? That's not my talents, they're my gifts. We do have someone in the room who specializes and who's gifted and talented in graphic design and all of those things. That's not my thing. I tell people I braid hair. They just encourage me to start speaking, okay? But putting together graphics and stuff like that, I get anxiety, okay? So I was called to help others with the gifts that God gave me. I don't want to step on nobody's toes. I don't want to get in nobody's way. I have learned to stay in my lane. Okay, so the Braidpreneur mindset, again, is bigger than braiding. Braidpreneur is a term that I came up with because I'm a braider, and then I eventually became an entrepreneur. So you heard that here first. That's why they got the trademark symbol next to that.
There you go.
That's mine. Okay, that's mine. Yeah. So know that you need the mindset of a successful entrepreneur and not just skill set. So for the longest, I would get compliments on being a bomb braider. Oh, she braids so good, and that was my skill set. But actually, the mindset that it took and that it's taken even today to grow into being a successful entrepreneur, that's really what it's about. It's about having a growth mindset. Really believing that the sky is the limit. It's cliche to say that, but it's really true. When you understand that you can grow from one lane, and we're going to get into that, just talking about multiple streams and everything, you have to have a growth mindset. A successful entrepreneur puts a demand on the higher version of themselves. So the more I got into, the more I had to demand myself and talk to myself and motivate myself and affirm myself. Girl, you can do this. You can grow. You don't have to just be a braider all your life. So that's when I ventured into some other things. So I know this is a lot, and you guys will receive a copy, okay? I know y'all looking like, I should have brought my pen and paper. If you want to screen, take a picture, you can, but you will get a copy of this. So, beauty entrepreneurs mindset tips. Know your why. Know and understand your purpose. We talked about that. What motivates and fulfills you. What's really fulfilling to you? Not just what other people have told you you can do. I wore a lot of titles that other people had given me at one time. Even some negative ones. Even me being a statistic and being a mother, a teenage mother. That was a title that I had wore for so long. I felt like I needed to prove something to somebody. I needed to prove something to those who just saw me as a teenager who had kids. But knowing your why. My why is my family indeed. My why is my family. That's what fulfills me, just seeing them grow, knowing where we came from. I grew up in New Orleans, the lowest of the lows, okay? So there were a lot of things I did not know. Financial literacy, I didn't grow up learning that. So what gifts and skills do you have to make a difference in this world? And there's some homework you can do. You can just go home and write down, like, what really fulfills me? Like, what am I really good at? What have God called me to do? What are my spiritual gifts? Not just things that I can do with my hands. Vision and goals. A beauty entrepreneur needs to have vision and goals. Get your ideas out of your head and onto paper. I am the worst at that. This whole presentation was in my head until 2 days ago. Was it 2 days or the day before yesterday? The whole presentation was in my head until I got it out, y'all. And I'm pretty sure us as creatives are really, really good at having everything in our head. What is a vision for your life? What is a vision for your relationship, how you want that to look, a family vision? You need to get it out and put it on paper. Share your vision with you and God first. How many people know that there's some haters? Okay, you can't share your vision and goals with everybody. And that's not coming from a negative standpoint, but it's really wisdom. You cannot share your vision and your goals with everybody. And then prioritize your objectives. Set some priorities once you've listed out your vision and your goals. Set priorities, set deadlines, hold yourself accountable. Have a service heart. This goes back to customer service. What you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. It's a give and take in the entrepreneur world. You have to continuously have a servant's heart. You have to be in a mindset of growing other people and doing for other people, solving a problem. What problem are you solving for your customers and your clients? I have a client back there, she just didn't like to do her hair. I solved her problem. She got her some braids, and she got some braids right now. Remember, your client is human. We are in a generation where people forget that your clients are human. They're not just a dollar sign. I know a lot of influencers on social media these days, they show off their numbers and they show off their fancy bags and the cars and the houses, and they show the result of what they are receiving, no matter how they got it, because sometimes we don't know what they're really doing behind the scenes. But when you look at your client as a number instead of an actual human, because if we go into a restaurant, we want to receive good service. If we go into the mall or something, we want to receive good service. So you as an entrepreneur, especially in the beauty industry, we take our look serious. It's serious out here, okay? We're not getting up out that chair. We're not satisfied. When I'm looking at my nails, get it together, sis. Like, get it together. Okay, and then give back. So I'm really passionate about giving and giving back. That's why I started teaching classes. If you are in a position to where you can start classes or you can just offer, so during the summer back to school season, for the last few years, we will go out into homeless shelters or shelters where there are battered women and children and just offer to braid their hair so they can look decent when they go back to school, things like that. God will always give you tenfold in return. You are your greatest investment. We talked about this. So taking coaching classes for your skill set. If you want to perfect what you do, sign up or register for a class. Get with someone who's actually willing to teach. Prior to now, I built my business in a generation where nobody wanted to share anything. I'm serious, y'all. I will go into braid shops and ask, hey, what type of braiding hair do you use to create this type of twist or create this type of braid? And it would not share information. It was like it was a hit. It's secret. Everybody holding secrets these days. And it's like, okay, but now, thankfully, I was able to launch my own braiding hair. I know exactly what I need for my twist to look good, okay? Master classes for knowledge. I'm invested in master classes that actually help build my mindset, growth mindset. If I had not, I would not be standing up here before you, because my nerves, my anxiety, you're talking about speaking, I will go back and forth like, I don't do all of that. All I do is braid hair. That's it. I don't want to do all of that. All I do is braid hair. But when I invested in master classes that helped me expand the way I think and the way I see life, I was able to grow. You need systems to help you grow. I'm old school. I still like pen and paper. I carry a notebook around all the time. And I'm learning there are different systems and apps and all of those things that help. January have shared 10, 15 different apps that help me stay on track, to remind me, all type of alerts going off. I be like, God, but it helped though. It helped hold me accountable. And then you become your biggest asset. asset. So, if I can be real with y'all, the next speaking, I'm trying to see who, if y'all offering something back for my time at this point. I done did it. So know your worth. The better your skills, the better you feel. I'm confident when a client send me a picture or a video and say, hey, can you do this style? Easy peasy. I've invested in classes. I've invested in the mindset shift classes. So I'm excited to do what I do. I'm not nervous or timid about it because I have mastered my skills. Price for profit. Okay, so once you actually feel better about you can charge your work. You know your worth. You don't have to minimize. You don't have to settle for less than what you think that you deserve. You can price for profit, personal value and worth, and again, relationships make money. Stay focused. What you tune into, you turn into. I had to put a timer on how much time I spend on social media. Like, you really have to. I had to intentionally fast from social media because it had got to a point where that was taking a lot of my time. And I'm not on there building my business. I'm strolling, I'm all in the comments. I'm all in the conversations, y'all. Like, but I had to realize I wasn't getting anywhere with that. I was stuck. When you look up and you realize, dang, the last 6 months I've been doing the same thing. I have not redid my logo. I have not applied for an LLC. I haven't done anything to actually grow my business because I've been strolling on social media, scrolling, and I'm so inspired by everybody else, but I'm not doing nothing for myself. So move with expectancy. So wake up each day with an actual goal in mind. Move with expectancy. When you wake up, what's your plan for the day? What are you trying to achieve today? Even if you want to relax, what's the purpose behind that? But you want to move with the expectancy, expecting things to actually get better for yourself and for your business. Prioritize your time wisely and keep your main thing the main thing. So what I mean by that, I can be all over the place. I can be all over the place. I can say, okay, I want to retire from braiding, but what am I going to do to actually get from behind the chair? What else am I going to do to make sure that my retirement plan as an entrepreneur, we have to create our own retirement plan, is actually in the works, right? So when you're focused and you're keeping the main thing, and you're not all over the place, you'll experience growth, beauty entrepreneurs. Okay, so the power of serving, aka customer service, our favorite, ain't it? So this is a quick testimony. And this is a real testimony, y'all. Like, I really got 5 stars, okay? I can go on and on about this gem of a woman, gifted, gentle, kind, and always delivering exceptional experiences and flawless styles. As always, I leave Keith's chair feeling fly and extra fine with my knotless braids. Oh, and it lasts. My hair has never been damaged. After she blesses this hair of mine, you can tell healthy hair is a priority. Love her to life. This is what you want your clients to speak, regardless of what it is that you do and what you offer. When I see this, it's fulfilling. It's fulfilling because I know I put in the hard work. And I know sometimes we can't always show our best self. But here's a little quick checklist, okay? Your work and your work ethic should speak for itself. When it comes to receiving reviews, when it comes to what your clients have to say about you and your brand, your work and your work ethic should speak for itself. That review spoke for me. So you're gonna get to a point in your career where you have to now actually be in tune with your customers. There's a phase where you passing out business cards, and you promoting, and you marketing, and doing all of that. But when the business actually comes, you have to be prepared to serve these people, right? So check your energy at the door. Personality and energy matters. If you're in an industry like I am, where you actually have to touch people, that is really serious, okay? I don't want to get all churchy on y'all, But it is what it is. When you laying hands on people and you transferring energy, and when energy is transferring back to you, that really matters. If you go home and you frustrated and you angry, that may be a spirit that came in on you, okay? And vice versa. So if I'm dealing with something outside of work, I have my moment in the car. My clients can tell you I got my praise and worship music on. If I'm quiet, let me worship, okay? Let me get my spirit right so that I can serve you better. Location, does it really matter? Home, salon, or office? How many people are in the salon? You actually have a salon? Anyone working at home? Okay, so if you're not doing hair, are you in an office space? You're in an office space? Your office is everywhere?
Right.
I get it. But do that matter when it comes to growth and expanding? For example, before I got into a salon, I was working from my home. I have clients in here who was coming to my house, living room action. Pull out a chair, we got the braid hair, we got whatever we need to get it done. From there, I moved into a salon that was owned by someone else, which really taught me how to run my own salon. What I wanted in my salon and what I did not want in my salon. So when I moved my way on up into my own salon, I had the experience of running a salon. I had the experience of working under someone. And I also knew that because I grew, I attracted a different level of clientele. My prices went up, my value went up. Not saying that you're not valuable at home, but depending on what industry that you're in and how you're serving people. Now, if you work from home, baby, bless your heart. I mean, yeah, I would love to, but not what I do. You want to be in a space and an environment that really caters to your clients. Advertise, market, and promote. It's a whole new world now, y'all, with media and socializing and networking. Just like you came to this event, this is networking, this is advertising. I'm praying that y'all bought some business cards and gonna network amongst each other, okay? Advertising, marketing, and promotion, and then knowing your target audience. January literally had me draw what I wanted, the type of person that I wanted to serve. How much money do they make a year? What, like the ethnicity, their race, where do they go to school, where do they live? All of that really matters. We don't think like that most of the time as beautypreneurs. We just want people to come and sit in our chair. We just want people to book us. But it really matters when you focus on the target audience. So once I actually expanded and launched a product line, that's more nationwide. I can only serve so many people in my chair, but when it comes to selling edge control and hair products, I was open up to a whole bigger and more diverse market. Overall professionalism, be accessible and dependable. Some of my clients or potential clients may not like it, but you're not about to do business in my DM. I have a system, I have a booking site. If you want to book your hair appointment, please go to the site. Go to the site, book your hair appointment. We will make it, but it makes me accessible to them. It's convenient for them to just book. They have their confirmation. They're able to come and sit in my chair. If you don't have a booking site, who don't have a booking site yet? Oh, okay, y'all good. But being dependable as well, being on time. That's what I mean by being dependable. Being on time, I can't count how many times I've wanted to try other styles other than braids, and I go to a salon and my appointment is at 9 and I don't get out until 3 because they got me under the dryer, they got someone else over here, they got one walking in, they have someone sitting and waiting. That's too much. That's unprofessional. It's unprofessional. So being timely, having a booking site to make sure that your clients are one behind the other. Very, very rare do I have clients sitting and waiting on me to get done with someone else, okay? Here's another review. I don't have to go through all of that. I mean, I'll just toot my own horn when I put this up in there. So that was how we actually get the clients. Now, how do we keep the clients. Because we want them to come back. We don't want them to have a one-time experience. If I come and for a service or a product and I'm not pleased, I'm not coming back. I'm not. And we think that our clients will just continue to come back. Just because they don't tell you what was wrong or what you did wrong doesn't mean that they weren't unsatisfied. Okay, so the same things that we did to actually obtain the clients are the same things we want to reiterate to retain the clients, as well as set healthy boundaries. This is a CEO mindset. So when I say set healthy boundaries, I've created a space at my salon where certain energy won't even come in. Certain energies just won't come in. I have my set of rules. If I have a late policies and procedures really is a way of setting healthy boundaries. You have put a stance on what your business requires, and it makes you professional because you're running your business as a business, and people are not just going to run over you and think they're going to show up an hour late and you're still going to serve them and all of those things. So when you set healthy boundaries and you have your policies in place, it makes everything run smoothly and you come off as very professional. Show appreciation and recognition. I do giveaways, I do promos. So for the month of April, all my clients that book a hair appointment, they're going to receive a free edge control. Oh Lord, you know God been working on me. They're going to receive a free edge control. But these are clients who take the time to sit in my chair. They pay anywhere from $350 a visit. That's the least I can do is offer them some type of recognition and show appreciation. Become a one-stop shop. If you are a makeup artist, what product can you develop from the services that you provide? Can you start your own lash line? Can you do a lipstick line? What is it that you can do to where when your clients come? So when my clients come and get their braids, they're not leaving without a product. So they don't have to go to the beauty supply store once they leave my chair. You got your edge control, you got your glosser to maintain your braids. So you want to think like that as far as expansion, and that's what's going to keep your clients coming back. Again, overall professionalism and gratitude. So let's go back to balance, right? So I had to learn to separate the two because I was a workaholic. Y'all, I was a workaholic to a point where I made my kids workaholics. Now I'm mad because my daughter played 3 different sports. And I'm like, where'd she get this from? 3 different sports. Okay, so there's levels to this. Everybody say there's levels to this. Y'all sleep. I said there's levels to this. Levels to this. Personal and business growth. Balance is accomplished by prioritizing what's important to you. Now that I'm a married woman, you know, the Bible said that my husband come first, right? So yeah, that's why I had to go from just being working all the time and working, and I realized, oh, I actually have to go home to my husband. You can't take in an extra client, you know, just because you want to make an extra $200, okay? I also can't put too much into one or the other. Like with my kids, I would rearrange my schedule to make sure I make every game, every track meet, and then by the end of the week, I didn't even meet my quota. I'm like, why? Because, you know, I pay myself, why is my check short this week? Oh, because you wanted to go to the track meet, you wanted to go to the basketball game, you could have sent the kids on with a little bag and told them good luck. But the goal is to live your best life, become your best self, and do your best work. That's all we can do, y'all. So as far as balance, there's no such thing. Let's talk about it. Here are some self-care tips. I'm gonna go through these real quick. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you read it. And if I'm gonna call on somebody and see which one stuck out to you. In the mindset of balance, so you have, and we're gonna talk about personal life and then business life. So when it comes to balance, or anybody can volunteer. Which one stuck out to you?
Affirm, purpose, and journal the journey.
Affirm your purpose and journal your journey. That's a good one. That's a good one. It really helps you clear your mind and help you get your thoughts out, and just live in the moment.
Why would that one stand out to her?
Why don't stand out to you?
Because in this season of CEOship, there's so many people that like pull, like everybody that pulls it's like an emergency. So, if it's your assistant, like, I need to talk to you, if it's your kids, mom, and if it's your spouse, it's like, listen, I ain't talking, everything is an emergency, and I think get the journey, because with everything is always the next step, and the next thing we need to do. And so, for me, journaling the journey sometimes, and it's just my private thing, I literally go in my closet, and be like, what you doing? Give me a minute. And I'm like reading, like, past things, because I don't remember past things until I go back and read it.
Yep, that's good, that's perfect. Anyone else want to volunteer? Which one stuck out to them?
You don't mind reading it, I can't really see it right there.
You can't read. You want me to read all 6 of them?
If that's too much, I'll introduce you.
Okay, I'm gonna come back to you. I'm gonna call on Joy right here. Which one stuck out to you?
Pay off debt and zero personal freedom.
Okay, because we're trying to move on to the, east side, deluxe apartment in the sky. Yeah, so the only way to do that is to make sure that you actually taking care of your personal endeavors. So, sir, in the back, number 1 is quality time with family, affirm your purpose, body care and maintenance, which is what I'm working on right now, because I stand on my feet hours and hours. I forget that I need to book a massage, or I need to have just exfoliate, okay? Just something that's gonna relax me. And then personal development master classes, give back and serve. That can be, if that's self-fulfilling to you, that's actually self-care. And then as far as business, now, if you are in a place in your business where you really ready to expand, we talked about personal credit, let's talk about how to grow, really expand, and have the capital and the revenue that we need to invest in future endeavors. So you first want to legalize your business. We really get into the meat of branding right now, okay? So legalizing your business, whether it's an LLC, corporation, get your EIN, your trademark, your DUNS number. If you are not familiar with these things, you have myself. They can walk you through, okay? Business presence. You have to separate your business from your personal. I had this so bad, y'all, because as a stylist, we just make cash, we put it in our pocket, our purse, we're paying bills, we're like, okay, I just made this $200, this is about to pay the light bill. You have to get disciplined as far as separating your personal from your business, learning how to pay yourself. So making sure you have a website, your business is listed on Google and Yelp, you have a business bank account, you have a business social media page, you have a business address and phone number. All of these things you can get right online in just a few minutes. Yes, ma'am.
I have 5,000 followers on my personal page. I tried my business page, but nobody's on there. So I would rather advertise on my personal page. What's wrong with that?
Nothing is wrong with that. If you want to build with your personal following, be consistent with that. If you're gonna be consistent with business, from now on, post about your business. But if you're posting about your business and my style, so if I post about my hairstyles, my next post is not gonna be a plate of what I ate. Okay? But nothing is wrong with that. When I initially started posting my braid styles, I did use my personal page. And as my business started to grow, I wanted to do something separate because I still love to post my kids. I still love to post my family and all the things that I like to do outside of that. So if that's you and you still love to post your family and stuff, just make it separate, because people's attention span is short. Like 1 minute they can start following you for business, and then you start posting all this other stuff and they gonna unfollow. Like, I did not follow her for all of that. I really don't care about her personal life. Yes, ma'am.
So, question in regards to the personal social media and the business accounts. When you are on Instagram or Facebook, isn't there certain benefits that you get for setting up a business profile?
Yes, ma'am, that is good. So yes, when you separate your business from personal, Yeah, so on my business page, I can actually get paid for posting reels because I've grown that and I actually have my business listed. I think you choose either entrepreneur or creator. You change your settings, your page settings to a creator or entrepreneur, and then you'll get other resources to actually make money from your business page. So that's really good. So Facebook and Instagram. And then establish a credit score, a business credit score. Again, we've separated our personal from our business, so now you want to establish a business credit score by investing in net 30 accounts, SBA loans, business banking, and trade lines. Okay, so this is the phase I'm in right now. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. I have not checked all this off. Okay, I just got my LLC for Queen Lee this week. Yeah, so now that I've got my LLC, guess what I'm about to do now? I'm going to start a whole new business bank account, and I'm going to list Queen Lee. I already have my website, so I'm going to list Queen Lee on Google and Yelp. I have my address and my phone number, and I'm about to start building my business credit score. So now that I have established that, because these are what loan officers are going to look at. They're going to see if you have a real legitimate business, okay? And then after you get there, you want to reinvest and expand. So I began to work on my business plan. I had like 4 different businesses, so y'all had to do this I'm working on this for each one of the businesses, which is a tip, okay? So when you begin, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Okay, so this is just potential earnings. When we're talking about growth and we're talking about expanding whatever industry that you're in. So it started with Styles by Keith, right? I was just braiding hair out my mom's kitchen, and then I went to my own dining room and then to a salon. And from there I was like, you know what? I want to start coaching and mentoring. So I started that, and that's when I took off and started the Never Not Working Tour. But even at that, once I got my own salon, now I can put someone else in a position, like I was given an opportunity. They can come in, they can work alongside of me, pay booth rent, whatever information or tips I have, I can pour into them, and then they can grow and start their own salon and business. And then from Queen Lee Hair Care, I got the hair products. I started with the hair products, and then I ventured into braiding hair. Why stop there? Just keep going, right? And now I'm working on a program for wholesale where I actually teach other people how to start a product line. So one thing trickle down, and that's how you want to see your business. The Never Not Working Tour started with me traveling and teaching women all around the world, and now I'm working on a online braiding academy. So if they're not here and they don't really need the hands-on, they can go to the Braider to Brand Academy. They can instant download pre-recorded content, pre-recorded classes, whether it's a crochet class or a knotless braid class, box braid class. They have that accessible, and that's where you make sleep money, okay? And then outreach and ministry. So the Never Not Working Tour, my goal is to get a 501c3 where I can actually start doing charity and community work, okay?
I'll say,
Oh, you have a question?
Yes, ma'am. So you explained how coaching others really helps you to boost your business. I had a question that maybe collaborating with people who have the same idea and business mindset as you, other entrepreneurs, would that help you to boost your business, or would that be unnecessary?
Yes, collaboration is very key. I know that everybody wants to be self-made these days, but yes, collaboration can really, 2 people can outwork one, right? And when you collaborate, just like we're gonna collaborate before we leave out the door, we're gonna network, we're gonna exchange information. How can I help you? How can you help me? Yes, collaboration is really good, and of course, you get a lot more recognition. For instance, with Queen Lee Hair Care, I'm working on an ambassador program. That's collaborating. So now I can hire ambassadors who love doing TikToks, because I don't, who love doing TikToks and making reels, and they actually enjoy those things. And they can get paid to do that. So, again, opening doors for others. Potential earnings, this is a 5-day work week. I even calculated your vacation days, so it's not like, oh, I gotta work all this time just to make that. But just look at it from a minimal perspective. One client, $150 a day, bring you $34,000 a year. If this is a side hustle, can you tell me what you do right here, ma'am? Tiffany. Gibson.
Marketing and photography.
So she does marketing and photography. So in a photography business, it's realistic that you can make $150 a day for if you're doing it full time, right? So, and this is your side hustle or your main thing.
Full time.
So full-time photography, okay, yeah, so you making these numbers, you down there?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah, so 2 clients, so you can see the potential 2 clients at 300. Do I gotta put y'all in my business and tell y'all? Wait, okay, see, she said no. She said it first. She said it first. But yeah, you can look on my booking site. On average, you know, if I have a 6-hour client and I make $350, I can pretty much make a living if I did 1 client a day. But I like nice things. I kind of aim for, you know, the 4 or 5 clients a day, not the 6-hour service. But again, when you diverse, and I have services that may take 2 hours, and then I have services that may take 6 or 7 hours. So my quick styles that are 2 hours, I can fit in 4 clients a day. Okay, but that takes consistency. Of course, it takes actually building your clientele. Things to stop doing ASAP. I just want to leave you guys with some inspiration and some encouragement. Stop doubting your abilities. Again, I had 2 kids by the age of 16. There was a lot of people betting on me not becoming successful. There were more people betting on me not becoming successful than there were people clapping for me. Okay, so you have to stop doubting your abilities and the things that you know how to do. Like, nobody can do you like you. Okay? Comparing yourself to others, I had to overcome this. I was like, God, I know I put in a lot of work. I know you know my heart. I'm really passionate about this. I have good intentions. Why does this become a millionaire before me? Like, why is her following growing? And why she's the one being called for the opportunities? These are real thoughts that go on in our mind, and we're comparing, whether it's a look, whether it's the income, whether it's family, whether you see someone in love on social media, you comparing your love life to that. Thinking that the market is saturated. There's room for all of us. There's literally room for all of us to grow, all of us to become 6-figure earners. When I got to a point where I stopped thinking that the market was saturated, and I just started focusing on who's my audience? Who likes edge control? Who likes braiding hair? Who likes everything that I don't offer? That's really what it boils down to. I started focusing on my own market, meaning my own space, my own market. I have my own market, and I'm not comparing it to other people, and I'm not thinking that there's not enough money to go around, or there's not enough clientele to go around, and overthinking the process. I know I gave y'all a lot of information, but I promise everything that's on this board can be worked through, can be done. It's been done in my life. I know it can be done in yours, and we need to just get to a point where we actually ask for help, come out of our comfort zone, ask for help, hire a mentor or a coach to get us through it. And then stop procrastinating and wasting time. All that scrolling on the shared room ain't gonna get you nowhere, okay? Because you can be using that time to create content creating content. I'm old school. I still like to walk into the beauty supply store and start conversations with people, right? To a point to where the beauty supply stores that I'm affiliated with, they know me. They know what I'm coming in there for. If I go in and it be shoppers that will come up to me, be like, hey, can you help me with this? They think I work there. man, I don't work here. I'm really just trying to get me some hair so I can look decent. But while I'm here, I'll help you. You know, so stop procrastinating and wasting time because life is gonna keep going. Only body's gonna save you is God. Nobody is gonna come in and just drop a bag of money on your lap. If they do, holla at me. Look out for the people who, you know, still waiting on somebody to drop a bag in their lap. But until then, work hard and go hard for yourself. Stop procrastinating. The friends that don't have nothing going on, put them at the bottom of the priority list. You know, I had to actually list out the values, the things that's valuable to me, the things that's actually important to me. God being first, family, then work. My work don't come before family. My work doesn't come before God. And then my health and fitness, and then my socializing. So sometimes you just have to be real and see what things are important to you and get it done. We wrapping up? We doing good? Okay. Let's develop the brand. So with all of those things that we talked about, we want to actually develop the brand. I can't wait to see what level everybody is on because we're going to get to a Q&A and we're actually having real discussions. So we talked about foundating the business, identify the business purpose and structure, write your mission statement, and define the goals. The reason why these steps are important because when we're talking about growth and expansion, and you going to banks and you asking people to invest in you and believe in what you have to offer, you have to show that you are a real business and that you are committed to your business and you're running your business as a real CEO. Brand personality. Can anybody guess my favorite color? Purple. I didn't tell you that. I showed up. My tone, I'm wearing my tone. I understand my brand culture. I understand my brand values. I know that the young ladies that are coming up in the world, they are fearless, they are bold, they are wearing whatever color that they want. We were a little bit more conservative, probably. It just depends on the culture and where you grew up, you know, but everything is bold now. Everything is just, but that's okay because we're in the industry, in the beauty industry, and we serving women. We love to be bold. We love to walk in our femininity. So understand what your brand represents. So if someone said, come up to you and say, hey, what's your brand culture? What's your brand values? Who are you really showing up for? Your brand architect, copycat. Everybody have a copycat in the industry. And somebody once told me it's okay to copycat if you're copying the right cat, right? It's okay to copy this whole little template. This says something else. I cut it out and I pasted what I wanted to say. That was a good copycat move right there, right? And then the tone and verbal identity of your brand. We talked about target audience, choose your niche, be specific, your audience statement, your audience profile. I love to serve women, of course, all ages. I don't have a limit on ages. Now the little girls that want to get in my chair and have fits, I wouldn't call to serve them. And I realized that over the last 2 years, you have to be a certain age to sit in my chair, you know? And that's okay, but I have identified that. I'm not going to say, yes, I'll do your 2-year-old's hair, and she's just falling out of the chair and having a fit, and she wants to play on her tablet and eat her snacks. But that's okay. So having an audience statement and an audience profile, you just narrowing it down and being very, very specific about that, so you're not all over the place. Customer reviews. So you know you can do customer interviews without actually interviewing them. When my clients sit in the chair and you just ask, what you been up to? How's your day going? Or you asking, how did the last style work for you? I know that you did the knotless braids last time. Did they really work for you? How long did they last compared to when you got crochet braids? You want to ask those type of questions because you really want to know what's working for your clients, what's working for their hair type, what's working for with the services that you provide. And then you want to relate to what they have going on I have clients, I ask like, where did you travel from? Like, how far did you come to get to me? And that gets my head spinning about relocating. Do I need a more central location? So now that I'm in the process of expanding, now I know where to plant other salons, right? And then analyze the brand and the market gap. So you see what the problem is, now come up with a solution to fix it. Market analysis, identify your top competitors. So, because I'm in a space where I'm really focused on queenly, when I go into the beauty supply stores now, I'm literally looking at the labels on the jars. I'm trying to see where is this particular brand located? How did they get in Sally's? How did they get in Walmart? How did they get in, some beauty supply stores may only carry certain brands. So that's what you want to do when it comes to your top competitors. If you are a braider, there are 1 million braiders in Dallas. I have a lot of competition. So of course I had to really be serious about making sure that my brand and my service stands out. So for instance, I provide the hair for my clients. So they don't have to go into the beauty supply and shop. They don't have to call me and be like, hey, is this the right one? They FaceTime and making sure they got the right brand. I don't have time for all of that. I don't want you to be doing all of that. I'm gonna handle that. So you book your appointment and you just come and sit and let me cater to you. That helped me stand out. There are appointments that I've booked with hairstylists and I have to go and you ask me, hey, can you pick up bobby pins on the way? No, why you don't have bobby pins? I paid your deposit. Why don't you have bobby pins? And doing a SWOT analysis. Do y'all know what a SWOT analysis is? So strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and what I'm missing? Threats. Yes. So you want to identify what are the strengths of your businesses, what are the weaknesses, where are there opportunities to grow, and where are there threats? Talking about that competition. Right. So brand positioning, once you have identified those things, then you can know exactly where to position your brand. I just recently found out that natural hair is not really big in LA. They were big on the bundles and the weaving, coloring, and stuff like that. So my mind is spinning. I'm like, I want to go and bust the market wide open. Why not? Why? I know there are a lot of beautiful women out there. Why isn't natural hair a big thing out there? I want to figure that out. So after you gathered all of the insight from the previous steps, now you're ready to create a guide to achieve your goals. All right? That's it, y'all. That's it. So we're going to do some questions and answers. I know it was a lot. If I need to go back to any of the screens, let me know. But I do want to learn what everybody do. Okay. I know Shan is a hairstylist. Shan, you have any questions about what you've seen today?
I'm just trying to build my brand and, just start over and take off.
You want to start over, or you want to pick up where you left off?
Pick up where I left off.
Okay.
And on.
So what are some things that you feel like you need help with right now to get to your next level?
It's a real list of things. It's really like that whole
Which one?
the whole sheet there. Just
What about business credit?
all of that.
Okay.
That sheet is the second page.
Which one? She said, go back, go back. You're pretty good with customer service. I actually work
Customer
with
service is not the problem. It's just go on and focus
being
and
focused.
actually do and move on and build their clientele to get more people in and just take out the brand and start a brand.
So branding, everything that comes with branding. Gotcha. My good sister here, what's your name? It's okay, it's just us.
I'm Braider. I'm also owner of the Dollhouse Palace. It's located in DeSoto.
Okay.
And I just opened yeah, so, I know a lot of things. I've also tried to get into some tours, that she had did, but it didn't work. I wasn't really, at that time, and just really focused, but I got a lot of great things that I'm, about to start preparing for. This was well needed. Chandria Senior is one of my real long-term good friends. She's the one that drug me out. But I created a vision board in January, and just everything that he was talking about, I'm like, thank you, Lord, for quickly.
Confirmation, let's
You
go.
know, so, my thing, I think, I'm very ambitious, and I'm a go-getter. I've been Braider for 20 years. And just,
I know, shit, I was saying, you look 12.
I'm
20
yeah, I'm 33. Yeah, I've been braiding since I was 13, so kind of like, kind of like he. But it's just a motivation to listen to her journey, because I feel like what